Hello again, and welcome back. I'm just checking up on the animals real quick. Today, there are a couple things I want to do. Now that we've finished off the... I keep saying Diplodocus, but I don't know if it's Diplodocus or Diplodocus. I'm used to Diplodocus, but honestly I don't know anymore. Anyway, since we finished off that enclosure, I've been wanting to make another carnivore one, a bit medium sized. So these are quite small. Actually a little too small for this poor Ceratosaurus. And I was thinking to maybe give it to the Dilophosaurus. Where I'm gonna put it, I'm not sure yet. But let me check. Do you have enough food? Never enough. Anyway, so that's one new enclosure, probably for the Dilophosaurus. I just got my first Dilophosaurus DNA, by the way, so that's good. Still didn't have one. Second thing on the agenda is I want to make a separate room or building or something for all the cultivating and analyzing that I'm going to be doing. Oh, I got an egg. So I was thinking something in the style of, you know, that one scene from Jurassic Park 3 where the people all head into the abandoned InGen building. Then inside the building there's all these vats and you name it, and like technology, equipment, whatever. Big laboratory. And all these, with those vats with like the, what's it called again, the Velociraptor jump scare that was kind of silly. But that's the kind of vibe I'm going for. So either I'm gonna make that into an actual building, into the side of a mountain, like maybe I make this into a cliff and flatten this area out, and then yeah, incorporate it into there, and then maybe I can, if I make this a cliff, I can make the room slash lab into the cliffside, and then down here have the Dilophosaurus enclosure. That could maybe be nice. Actually, I kind of like that. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. If I'm gonna finish either of those two today, I don't know yet, but at least I'm gonna be working on them. Yeah, and lastly, sorry for the audio issues in last episode. Sometimes my mic just likes lowering its volume, and then I have to turn up all the audio, and then you just hear my voice very quietly and very loud in-game footsteps. Alright, also I added these. These lily pads. These are chipped varieties of the lily pad. And I quite like it. It's like, because the water level is lowered, it's like all the green has collected in this area and is very dense. Or it could be like leaf litter or algae or you name it. And I quite like it. It's a nice contrast with the rest of the area. And I added some dead bushes. And that's about it. So far so good. I think this is a nice size for an enclosure. One problem I've run into though is these caves that just kind of come out of nowhere. But it has given me an idea. Like maybe I can incorporate some kind of cave. That was... I didn't even look at you directly. Okay. Maybe I can incorporate some kind of cave thing into the enclosure where they can sleep and give them a proper resting place, because I haven't really done that, I don't think. I mean, I've given the pterosaurs like some nests with hay bales, but I don't think the others have one, so maybe getting into that would be a cool idea. Other than that, it's just back to digging. Status update. A lot happened. I mean, you saw the time lapse, so you've seen it happen. Now I'm kind of like in the planning stage of what next. So I would like to make a little overhang cave kind of thing right there, with like a central pillar holding up the cave, like some arches, and then having a platform on top of it that they can rest on, and having a grass pathway up here so they can go on that higher place. Same way this way, and maybe having a waterfall come down through the dry source enclosure, and then that somehow making its way over to a pool. Let's see. So the big cobblestone wall that you see is not gonna be, that's not gonna be the wall, of course, but like that's gonna be covered with a variety of stone blocks. So, you know, the rocky stone, the trodden stone, tough cobble, regular cobbled. Other than that, I think I'm gonna have this all be cliff. So like the textured rock wall, and then maybe from here to here, that would be like a fence of some kind of concrete enclosing structure or whatever. And I thought since this is lower here, I might make this lower and put a little pond in here so they can, you know, drink. Yeah, those are the plans. I've gone through so many tools, and I have so much dirt and cobblestone. I need to repair them all, but only this one is mending. I had a mending villager, then I started a raid, and then they just kind of walked in to my base, because at that point I didn't have these garage doors here, and they were just kind of like holes in the floor so they wouldn't cross, but somehow they crossed anyway, and then he died, and I haven't gotten a villager since. Oh, that actually looks kind of nice. Wait, okay, that's a good view. How the path just kind of winds down there, with the fence on one side and then this enclosure on the other. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Some of you might be able to tell why there is pink floating boxes in the air. And that is because I did some designing in creative, because at first I had no idea how I was going to make this. But actually while testing, I just naturally came to an idea of what I wanted to do, and it turned out pretty nice, and it fits in this area. So yeah, I'm gonna be excavating a little more of this area, and then I will build it, time lapse it, and then you will see what I've been up to. So I just realized I used sea lanterns in my original build. I don't have sea lanterns. So I was going underwater mining real quick to get my hands on a few more fossils. And I'm right over here. And I noticed some copper at the surface. And over there. And it looked like trails. And there's granite as well. So I think there's a giant copper vein underground here. So if I ever need copper for whatever reason, probably never, there's a copper vein. And after all that work, it is done. This is my dinosaur laboratory. How cool is that? I love the colored lighting. So, yeah. When you come in, to your right you will have the analyzers that all lead to a central, well, I'm just gonna say computer, but it's just like a Tom's simple storage terminal. Same thing with these vats. There's hoppers underneath that as well. And while I don't know exactly if they pull out the eggs as soon as they're ready, their main purpose is to collect the DNA if they break. Because sometimes the things will break and then you will just lose the item. And now, hopefully, you'll get it back without it spilling out. Also, I added these metal curtain rods from Macaw's windows. So now, if it does break and it turns into water, it won't spill everywhere. Then I can instantly tell, oh, something is broken. I mean, you can tell that by the thing being gone, but you know. And then hopefully I can just collect the DNA back in here. And maybe there will be a failure source roaming around here, but that doesn't really matter. And over here I have 3 sifters lined up, and you can just add a whole bunch of dirt. And those will... And what's it doing? Does it pause every time a new item gets put in? Wait, what? Why is it going so fast? Is that normal? It looks like it's going really fast. Wait, I can also... Oh, so it even connects to... Okay, that's interesting. So I can even access that. Yeah, so now I can just plop dirt in there and get more biofossils, plant fossils, bone meal for if I need that for anything, or bones. What does slightly bother me is all the DNA being like sporadically spread throughout this thing. So I might just, I brought over my DNA chest. I might just put my DNA chest like somewhere over here So anytime I get DNA that comes out of the analyzer, I will just grab them out of there and then put them in there. Yeah. Complementary Unbound, I think, is my favorite shader pack ever made, because this lighting it's fantastic. And even when looking from the outside in, yep, that is crazy. I also added this radio tower, the design of which I just kind of yoinked off of Google. So probably if you look up cell tower or radio tower or whatever, you can find it. I think it looks really nice. But if you go too far away, the banners disappear. But still, it looks decent. I added some vent-looking things to give it a little more detail on the top. If you heard that, my cats are chasing each other through my room. Now I just need to make a better entrance for this place. I mean, I could just add a garage door right here. And while that will probably work just fine, I don't know if it's too simple. I have a couple. Can I make more? 9. Wait, how do you recolor them again? Let me make them silver, actually. I don't know why they just call it gray, but you know. Light gray dye. Use. No. This. And then use. Normal gray or light gray? I'll go for normal gray right now. Oh, I need more. Okay, 1 second. Couple more of those. Oh. Ta-da. And there we have a door. Okay, that's only slightly ugly. But I guess you won't really see that. I can add some pressure plates. That's not how you spell that. Just one. And on the other side, a button so no random creatures walk in. I mean, I don't necessarily need a button since I can just open it myself. But yeah, that is the lab completed. I do have an idea for one more expansion to this. But that'll come later because I just want to get this done. Especially the enclosure down there. I don't know if I'm going to finish that this episode or maybe next. Because this is taking up a lot of time. But looking from down here, it is really coming together. Hello. Oh. There's some goons. Yeah. No, I'm liking this. If I just zoom out like this is one of the most impressive things I've made in Minecraft, period. Also, I upped my shader settings to the highest, so I had to turn on my render distance a little. Because usually I enjoy playing on higher render distance. But having it turned to ultra for the cool lighting. I mean, I guess lower settings will also do it, you know. I prefer seeing more. It's cooler. So that was my first enclosure. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but I added the Metrodon in there and then it just disappeared one day. Maybe it drowned in a tiny pool of water. You know, I think I'm actually going to end the episode here today. Next time we'll, of course, finish this Dilophosaurus enclosure. But I feel like I've just done so many things and it's taken quite a lot of time. So I would just rather get this episode out, sooner. And as soon as I finish recording this, I'll just instantly continue working on that and actually editing the video. But yeah, So again, I hope you enjoyed. I'm still having fun, so I will definitely keep this going. If you have any ideas or name suggestions for any of the creatures, because none of them have names, and if you would like to give any name suggestions, then I might take you up on that, or something like that. Yeah. So, be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with these videos. And yeah, I don't have anything else to add, so I'll see you next time. Very quickly wanted to show the Diplodocus eating. Because even though the feeder is right there, isn't that so cool?